Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5:20 p.m. West Coast time. I'm gonna call it 2:20 p.m. Hawaii time. Let's see here, 8:20 p.m. East Coast time, and 7:20 p.m. for our Central Time folk. Oh no, you're not hearing anything because Darlene, you weren't supposed to be seeing anything either. You weren't supposed to be seeing nothing. It was supposed to be on the starting soon, and I was supposed to have clipped studio mode where I could do the editing while you were watching something. I could do editing in the background, but I didn't do that. I didn't do that, and so you got to see all the things that you weren't supposed to see. Oops. But it looks like we've got Darlene in the house, eMusic in the house, Pinnell and Darian Scotland are all here. Good to see you all. Let's see here who else we've got. We've got Rick, who's subscribing for 57 months in a row. Oh my goodness. And who else have we got here? eMusic Terry, eMusic Pinnell, Rick, Darlene. Oh no, Night View with the eyes closed. Pretty much. Yes, Molly After Dark. Yes, there you go. And then a map. Exactly. We will be talking about a map. And oh, hey, Pinnell, thank you so much for subscribing for 53 months in a row. Ashes, Dusty, and Leo are all not within arm's reach or even in the house. I think it's a perfectly lovely day for kitties to be out in the backyard. And let's see here, we've got Cola T in the house. Terry in Scotland coming with 1,000 biddies. All right, there we have it, Rabbit. Yes, you did see a map. In fact, I guess we'll just talk about that as soon as the first thing starts running. But before we do that, we're going to get Up Hottie started by looking at all the black kitties, and we're going to give little kitties a little scritch, even if they're on the screen. All right, let's give little kitty scritch. All right, there we go. Exactly. And even though I am mad statter today, we are going to have a little bit of a map situation. Barely any maps, but a little bit of map. And thank you, Terry. My hair is all messed up. It hasn't been combed for days, and I just pulled it back with some clips. And I'm glad it's fooling you all. I'm glad it looks good on camera. All right, so you see, let's see here. What do we have to talk about today? Not a whole lot of anything. So get your thinking gears on. We might need to grasp some topics as they come up. But one topic we do have is actually two little topics. Today, it has been determined that the L-Pod for the southern resident orcas, I don't have any videos or maps or anything about this, but the L-Pod for the southern resident orcas, for those of you who aren't familiar, we've got plenty different kind of orcas in the world, and in the Puget Sound area, we have 3 different types that show up. One of them rarely shows up. The second kind oftentimes shows up, and the third time, they're who we call our residents. And they're the resident orcas, and they're the ones who eat salmon. They eat salmon only. The ones that hang out here for a little bit, sometimes, occasionally, they're called the big transients, and they eat ocean mammals like seals. And then we've got the ones that show up rarely. They're the deep waters. They're the ones who they're also considered transients, but they're a little bit different. And they're the ones who eat the shark livers. They're the ones who hunt sharks. So the southern resident orcas, they're the ones who eat all the fishies. And without the salmon restoration in the Puget Sound, the southern resident orcas will most likely die. Between starvation and also inbreeding, which is a bit of a problem, we have a problem with our southern resident orcas. Our southern resident orcas are broken up into 3 different pods: K-pod, J-pod, and L-pod. Why I didn't do those in alphabetical order, I don't... Wait, yeah, I didn't do that in alphabetical order. Anyway, wonderful news today has been confirmed. L-pod has a brand new baby. The brand new baby has been seen and photographed and looks to be doing pretty well. Now, obviously, babies do not always survive their first year, but so far everybody is very optimistic. The little baby, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but the little baby is identified today. L-Pod, I don't know who the mom is. I don't know anything about that. I don't even know what it's been numbered. but today they recognized that the El Pod actually had a new traveler with them. And so that is awesome. And as I mentioned earlier, what do they eat? They eat salmon. And what is important to the long life of the orcas? Their food sources, their salmon. And a lot of people throughout the Puget Sound area are trying to restore the salmon runs. And there's a lot of work, not just in the Puget Sound area, actually, even along the coastal area of Washington and Oregon and California. They are doing their best to restore salmon runs, and lots of different ways different things are happening in order to do that. Every river, every different salmon habitat requires a different approach to restoring. Sometimes it's a case where dams are blocking upriver access, so the salmon can't spawn as far inland as they used to. Other times, it's something that is a human-made situation, but it was a human-made situation caused by a natural situation. And that's what we've got today. We've got a situation on the Toutle River where back in May of 1980, I don't know if you remember this or not, May of 1980, one of the largest eruptions on the continental United States in all of our lifetimes happened in the state of Washington. Mount St. Helens blew up not only her top, but part of her side. And millions upon millions of cubic feet worth of earth were exploded into ash, etc., etc. And consequently, all that ash and all those things had to go somewhere. One of the places that ash and other silt-like things happen to flow to before or after the eruption, and of course after every rainfall after the eruption, into the river. And so, because of the eruption May 1980 of Mount St. Helens, a huge swath of the Toutle River watershed, specifically the Cold Creek area, that salmon habitat was completely ruined. It was covered in ash, buried in ash. Slowly but surely, the watershed of the Cold Creek Lake recreated itself, but lots of silt was still absolutely ruining the habitat of that river. Back in 1989, the Army Corps of Engineers created what's known as a sediment dam, a silt dam, and they created this little thing along the Coldwater Creek Reservoir River area, which is on the North Fork of the Toutle River. They created a sediment basin, a sediment dam, and the dam was created to help collect all that sediment to keep it from washing downstream. And that has been pretty successful. So successful, in fact, that they have to actually raise the dam area a little bit higher so it can collect more sediment, because it is collecting the sediment as it was designed to. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, it's a sediment dam, and fish have a really, really hard time getting past dams. So there have not been any kind of salmon spawning up in the mountains, up basically in the park of Mount St. Helens until this week. This week, something happened, and here's what happened.
Want to do the honors?
Yeah, you do.
There you are, Darwin. Sure?
You know. I give him a good blessing. A good blessing.
Safe travels.
Yeah, oh, nice.
I'm so excited to celebrate this momentous occasion of reintroducing Chinook salmon into the Toutle River watershed above the sediment retention structure.
For me, under the fish's head, get him turned the right way, and
There we go.
send him home.
Salmon restoration is Pacific Northwest restoration. It is our identity, it is our culture, it provides our economy, it feeds our souls, it's in our DNA.
Oh, I bet so, yeah. His idea of a joke, though, was
Those are huge. I mean, that one. Alan Shore.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Nice job.
Again, I want to thank the staff for all of their efforts. We work with U.S. Fish, we work with Army Corps, we work with every agency with a focus on the fish. However, we can make this happen. So we're happy to be here today. And thank you again for that.
Want to do the honors?
Okay, so they're restocking the Chinook salmon in the upper reaches of the watershed. This is the first time that salmon has been reintroduced beyond that sediment barrier. Now, to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, oh, wait, where did it go? Oh, no. Hold on, I can't find it now. Ah, here we go. Okay, so, boom. Okay, so these fish that they're releasing are hatchery fish. And these hatchery fish have come back to the hatchery to spawn. So they're taking these spawn-ready fish and putting them up in this upper watershed in hopes that they will drop their eggs and release their little fish spermies to create a whole new generation that will be imprinted by that, where that location will be imprinted, and they will then go down to the ocean and eventually come back. But here we go. Boom. So in the lower right-hand corner, you see that white circular thing? That is Mount St. Helens. If you look close enough, you can A, see the crater, but also B, you can see that the crater isn't perfectly circle, and you can see the northern face is where it got blasted off, right? Okay, so in the middle of this, or close to the middle, you'll see a little red, arrow dot, and that's the sediment dam. That's the sediment dam placement. Let's see here. If you can see, if you see in the lower right-hand corner, there's Hummocks Trail and Mount Margaret. There's two markers, green markers. That little dark area between those two green markers, that's the Coldwater Creek, right? And so that is the area where they are releasing the fish. And on the left-hand side, you can see that that's I-5 running up north. And so that is roughly where, so that's basically up close to the mountain is where they've released those. And boom, wait, no, hold on. Boom, boom. And then this picture is a picture of Tacoma, Washington is at the very top. And at the bottom is roughly where Portland would be. In the middle is that sediment dam, and right near that, the white pimple mark near the sediment dam, that is the Mount St. Helens. And you can see how far that is from the ocean, but it's going to go down the Toutle River, and it's going to hit the Columbia River, and then it's going to take the Columbia River all the way to the ocean. And so we haven't had salmon that far inland in basically close to 50 years. And so it is, it's an interesting little science experiment that's happening right now. And Terry, you know what? The Toutle River, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in, there is actually a town called Toutle as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually does have a loo that they have named the Toutle Loo. Yes, I would not at all be surprised that. In fact, if somebody has like a gas station with public restrooms in the town of Toutle and they haven't done that yet, they are missing a great opportunity. And Pecola, that's a really, really long swim to the ocean. Do they have crossing guards over the I-5? No, silly. It's under the I-5, and there's definitely no crossing guards. You can go under the I-5 whenever you want, except for when the bridge is up. Because actually there is a bridge that goes over the Columbia River, and Okay, check this out, you guys. Did you know that in Portland, Oregon, the border between Portland, Oregon, or the border between Oregon and Washington is the Columbia River, and just outside of Portland, at the river. Do you know what I-5 is? I-5 is a freeway. I-5 is a huge freeway. I-5 is the biggest freeway on the West Coast. It's the freeway. There's a drawbridge on I-5. Yeah, you heard me. There's a drawbridge on I-5. The freeway that goes from Vancouver, British Columbia, all the way down to Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah, there's a drawbridge on that freeway, just outside of Portland, Oregon, crossing the Columbia River. They actually close the freeway sometimes so they could they close a freeway. I never understood who decided that was a good plan. But alas, that's what they do. And much like Seattle, yes, I-5 near Seattle is a parking lot sometimes. Yeah, well, there's no sometimes, like, I-5 is a parking lot a lot of times outside of Portland, just because of the stupid thing. But honestly, dude, seriously, I don't understand how and or why, but Portland manages to have worse traffic than Seattle. And it's not just I-5. Like, Portland has a lot of little freeways that, come to it, and I-5 goes through it. And seriously, dude, Portland manages to have worse traffic than Seattle, and I don't understand how that is, because it's not nearly the size of Seattle at all. But here we are. They do it. And, yes, indeedly do, C Honda. Aloha, Terry in Scotland. The Scots are making a name here, World Cup fans. Absolutely. I don't know if word has gotten back to Scotland. Terry? But, the Scots actually drank Boston dry. I don't know if most of you, okay. Boston is not a teetotaling city, y'all. Boston has been known to drink. Boston drinks. Okay. Boston knows how to throw down. If I had to say who could drink who under the table, is like Boston, can it drink Seattle under the table? Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind Boston can drink Seattle under the table. And I know that Seattle can smoke weed, Boston, more, but Boston cannot drink Seattle without a doubt. And yes, they drank Boston dry. All, multiple restaurants surrounding in the area around the stadium and the like. There's by Sunday night, because booze deliveries happen during the weekdays, not the weekends. So the weekend, they were such hard drinkers that there was no more beer the beer went dry. The stores were empty of beer. The stores were empty of booze. Like, they literally drank Boston out of booze. Not only did they drink Boston out of booze, on the way, they had to take a flight. The Scots were in an airplane. They drank the airplane dry. They drank all the booze on the airplane. Halfway, the plane had no more booze, and they still had half a flight to go. It only took half a flight, and the plane had no more booze. No more booze in the plane because the Scots drank it all. Half of a flight. Now, I don't know how long it takes from Scotland to the East Coast, but I know that it takes about 9 hours from Seattle to London. And I've been told it takes like 4 or 5 hours from London to, say, New York. So, Picola T, 9 hours from the East Coast as well? I know it takes 9 hours from Seattle, but from the East Coast, I thought that it was a lot less. Either way, in about 3 hours, they drank the entire plane dry. So yeah, the Scots are definitely making themselves quite at home, apparently. because I guess in Glasgow, there's a long-running tradition. There's this statue of the Duke of Wellington, which I have to wonder if is that what Beef Wellington is named after, the Duke of Wellington? I don't know who the Duke of Wellington is, but I know that the people from Scotland in Glasgow, apparently, they like to put his traffic cones. They always put traffic cones on his head. Like, if you see the Duke of Wellington statue in Glasgow, it will have a traffic cone on its head. It's become a thing. It started out as a prank, but then, like, now they keep it there. And so, he won the Battle of Waterloo. Oh, okay, there we go. And so, anyway, in order to feel like they're more at home, all of the Scotland people, the Scotsmen, and probably the ladies as well, every statue they see, and by the way, there's a lot of statues in Boston, they put traffic cones on the head. And I don't know if the people from Boston are liking this or not, but yeah, apparently there has been a rash of traffic cones on the heads of the statues, and pretty much everybody's blaming the Scotsmen for that. So, you know, and I believe that the Scotsmen are probably proud to take credit for it as well. And I thought the Duke of Wellington led a swing band, says Trail Dust. Hey, Trail Dust, good to see you. Yeah, you know, I honestly, I think you're thinking of Duke Ellington, but honestly, whenever I hear the Duke of Wellington, all I hear is big band music in my head. So I'm right there with you. I am absolutely right there with you. And okay, 7 hours from Edinburgh to Boston. So yeah, so like in 3.5 hours, they drank him dry. And let's hear Darlene. And people say Wisconsin are heavy drinkers. Go figure. I don't remember any announcements that Wisconsin drank anything dry. Exactly. And let's see here. So, there's singing. So, C. Honda says the Scots are singing people silent. Don't know what that means, but I'm not at all surprised that they were able to are they just singing loudly until others just shut up? Because that sounds like something a Scotsman would do. Okay, so let's see here. The Prussian cavalry arrived to save the day at Waterloo. Wellington said it was a close run thing. I don't really know anything about Waterloo, other than there's a country song about it, and yeah. I oftentimes get Waterloo confused with Custer's Last Stand. I don't know why, okay? I don't. I just always, when I think of Waterloo, I associate it with Custer. Different continent entirely. I get it. Wrong. Totally wrong thing. I need a map for that, actually. But yeah, to me, it's just, that's where Custer died, right? At Waterloo? No. That's not where Custer died. Not at all. It's at the Battle of Greasy Grass where Custer died. But that's a totally different continent, totally different war, totally different time frame, totally different participants. And ABBA won the Euro Song Contest with a song called Waterloo. Okay. And Pinnell, I read a lot of Regency romances, so I know all about that stuff. Hey, however you learn it is how you learn it. That's the, whatever. And, okay, so Terry, you say the Prussian cavalry saved the day at Waterloo. Okay, first off, I know that it was a country, and I know that it's associated with blue, Prussian blue. Right, I get that, but here's what I don't know. What is Prussia now? Where is Prussia now? I mean, Prussia is nowhere now. What do we call what used to be Prussia? What do we call it now? I'm going to go out on a limb and assume we call it multiple things. Oh, it's just Germany. Prussia is in Germany. Okay, so it's not all of Germany. It's just part of Germany? Or is it all of Germany? And why isn't it still called Prussia? I don't know. Obviously, I don't know, because I didn't know. And in or along the border of Germany, says Darlene. See, you guys are so smart. Your great-grandfather was from Prussia. Okay. So, Germany used to be a few countries. Right, yeah, I guess. I wonder how it got to be known as Deutschland. I wonder why they changed the name. But I guess it's probably noted somewhere in history. All right. Okay, there we go. Who knew? You guys. Who didn't know? Me. But now we all know. And let's see here. Okay, so Bismarck invented Deutschland. Okay, Bismarck. Yeah, I know that word. Yep, I know that word. That's a word. I don't really know where it fits in the scheme of things, but yes, Bismarck was a person, I think. Only here's where things get stupid. So, is Bismarck also a cookie? Or some kind of a pastry? Because when I think of Bismarck, I think of like a baked good. Otto von Bismarck was from Prussia. Okay. But is Bismarck is Bismarck a pastry? Or a cookie? Or something? Because I feel like... Isn't there something you can eat that's called a Bismarck? I make stuff up all the time. But I swear, like, is Bismarck a herring? No, I think it's something that, yes, I also think the cream-filled donut is called a Bismarck. See, that's more in line of what I was thinking. I was thinking some kind of baked good, not some kind of swimmy good. And, okay, there is a cookie, I believe, called a Bismarck. I believe you're correct. Ooh, so there might be multiple types of things called Bismarcks. All right, well, that's interesting. All right, we might have to go down that rabbit hole. But it's even though time did fly because I started so late, it is actually our Lono listening break. So we will ponder. Here's where things get stupid. Yes, t-shirt. Yes, absolutely, Trail Dust. Here's where things get stupid is... That's the story of my life sometimes. But, all right. So, we're going to listen to some Lono. And the reason why we're going to listen to this Lono song is because... Oh, Bismarck is the capital of North Dakota. I don't think that's why I think of Bismarck as something to eat, though. Pinnell, I want that t-shirt. Yes, that is a good one, actually. I'm actually going to write that one down. We might need to get some font graphical stuff. So, let's see. Here's where things get stupid. Here's where things get stupid. That's not how you spell stupid. Alright, cool. There we go. T-shirt. Okay, so I chose this. There was a battleship called the Bismarck. Yeah, I knew that too, but I don't think I wanted to eat the battleship. I know I used to think that it was something you could eat. But anyway, is Shock in the house? Here we go. Shock is in the house. Good to see you, Shock. All right, so the reason why I chose this video is because nothing that we're talking about has anything to do with it, but has everything to do with the fact that Andy Bumatai did release a video just the other day. I want to say maybe it was just yesterday. And if you didn't catch that video, he let us all know that he actually had some spine surgery on his... Yeah, I was just about to say he had some spine surgery on his back. Because sometimes spine surgery can happen on your nose or something. Anyway, he had some surgery on his back. And he's recovering from spine surgery. But he is doing better. He had a little bone spur, a little bone growth or something that was poking at his nerve. And so anyway... Andy Bumatai will eventually be doing some content soon. He's recovering. And it made me think of Andy Bumatai because Andy Bumatai did a video. So now we're going to watch a Lono listening break that Andy made a video for. See, there you go. That's how it all sort of comes together. Doesn't always come together. It doesn't usually come together, but here we go. I believe this is where we will listen to Lono.
Faces when they tell me to turn down in these places, but I know what they want. Play the kind of music then they tell me turn it up. I believe in love, yes I believe it. I believe in love, I believe in you. Yes I believe in love, yeah I believe. Someone who could make you do all sorts of funny things. She goes out to buy brand new cars and diamond rings, but I know what she wants. Play her kind of music, then she tells me turn it up. I believe in love, yes I believe it. I believe in love.
Right, there we go. Sorry about the quirkiness of that video. That came from my end. So I looked it up, and as it turns out, there is no such thing as Bismarck cookie, but there is a brand of cookies called Bismarck. And apparently, Bismarck donuts are either jelly-filled or custard-filled, but any of those donuts that have a filling in them are considered a Bismarck, apparently. So, there we have it, rabbit. And now, Pecola T coming in with some pretty good questions. My grandsons are going camping along the Yakima River in a couple weeks. I'm concerned about snakes and even more worried about ticks. Any advice for avoiding or removing ticks? Well, here's what I can say about the snakes. And this is all I can really say, because I haven't really had much experience with ticks. Luckily, on the west side of the mountains, ticks are pretty rare, although they are getting a little bit more common. But when it comes to the snakes, anytime you go camping in snake territory, Kola T, I'm assuming that they're going to be camping in a tent, not a tent or bivy bags, not like just free, not hammocking or whatever. Anyway, my point is, if you have a tent, you have to make sure that the zippers are at the top. So when your tent, has a door, if that tent only has one zipper, and it just goes around one, like from one end up and then down, you can't use that tent in snake territory. You need a tent with two zippers, with the door with two zippers, and you have to fasten them at the top. Because no matter how tight you zip your thing down, snakes are strong. They can get in your tent. If the zipper opening, if the zip handle is on the ground, they can squeeze through there. They can nose it, and create a space, open the zipper enough where they can come in. And you don't want that. So you always want to, when you're in snake territory, you always want to have your tent doors zipped to the top. Does that make sense? Have I outlined the? I'm talking about the zipper for your tent, the tent door. I'm trying to, you have to zip it to the top. You can't, let's see here. So, all right, so here, the big thing, that's your tent. This is your door. You can't have a zipper that just zips. Oh wow, this is hard. That goes like, oh wow, this is gonna be a test. You have to zip it at the top. Does that make sense, y'all? Because some tents, the zipper starts at the bottom, goes to the top, and then goes back to the bottom. You need them to have two zippers so they can meet at the top in the middle. And let's see here. Oh no, I'm not freaked out at all, which is why this grandma is sleeping at a cousin's house while the kids are tent camping. Right, there you go. So, but basically though, you need to make sure that the zipper's at the top. And then let's see here. Our daughter, the vet, gave us a tick remover that has a lasso to get them down to the skin, then tighten it and pull. There you go. And you're supposed to pull them out slowly. Let's see what else. Light colors. Pre-treat your cuffs with something nasty. That makes sense. Take one of them tick pullers with you. Also tape an index card so you can tape the little buggers down and write the date, location, person's name, etc. Oh, okay. That's a good plan, actually, Shock. I know that when one of my cats ended up with ticks, she had been living in the woods as a kitten by herself for about 6 months, so she was exposed to the wild. The vet coated them in Vaseline so they couldn't breathe anymore. And then after he let them sit for a couple minutes, he took some tweezers and pulled them out. So, I don't know whether or not, you guys, I don't know what kind of stuff they're going to be bringing with, I don't know how common it is for them to be having a tick remover. Like I said, ticks are really not in the Pacific Northwest that big of a threat. So if they don't have a tick remover or don't get one beforehand, they definitely, let's see here, Chalk. They no longer suggest you try to do that because the stress makes the tick puke into your body. Got it. But basically, if you don't have the special tick remover, tweezers and Vaseline are a resort that you can resort to. And yeah, Darlene says that works too. Vaseline smothers them, but you still have to pull them out. Right, exactly. And one other thing. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to remember. Oh, back when cigarettes were ubiquitous, everyone used them to remove ticks. Yeah, exactly. Because they don't like it. If a hot match tip, they don't like either. Oh, I just lost it. Let's see. What am I gonna? Oh, one random sort of field study that they did, or I think that they were asking people who had been bitten by ticks or whatever. Like, one common thread that they found, one of the biggest possible risks you can take when you're out in the woods where there's ticks, sitting on a log. Sitting on a log is inevitably the biggest like, that is where most people could trace back to where they got their tick, was from sitting on a log. So tell them, and never burn them out. You end up with a burn and a tick bite. Gotcha. But for real, don't tell your grandkids, like, as logical as it seems to sit on a log, sit on a stump, don't. Sitting on a log, that is oddly enough, a really big risk factor for getting bit by a tick. Sitting on a log. So don't. Yeah, no sitting on logs, exactly. And then but for the snakes, and I am really serious about this one, Picola T, because in Yakima, as I'm sure you know, they actually do have snakes you need to be worried about in Yakima. And so the tent they're using must have a door that can remain fully zipped in the upright position. That's really important. And I say this because I have gone camping in snake territory, and every night, you know, we always zipped it to the top, but literally every night that we slept, the next day, you could see where the snakes had gone through that night. The snakes went through the campsite. The snakes went under our tents because it was warm there. The snake, you could see the snake trails. So snakes will come out at night. Snakes do exist in Eastern Washington. Snaky snakes and the snakes that snaked will sneaky snake their way, they will get in your tent unless you. So just make sure that the door to the tent is. I'm way more concerned about the snakes than I am the ticks, frankly. Really. And and you always had and then also, yeah, Rick, you always had the worst luck walking through tall grass, always crawling with ticks afterwards. Precisely, yeah. Tall grass and logs are pretty much yep, that's where you're gonna get them. You're gonna get a tick. So and let's see here. Unless you whoopter weir. I don't even know what you just said, Shock, but that's okay. And then be careful also in wood piles when building a fire. They like curling up into tight little spaces. Take a stick or something and poke a bit before sticking hand into wood piles. I've chased a couple of snakes out of wood piles. Oh, is that what oh, that's what I said? You can quote me on that. I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, snake sphere. Yeah, maybe you spelled it wrong. I'm sure. Oh, exactly. I'm sure you must have. Yeah, definitely with the snakes in the woodpile. That's a good point too. That being said, I'm not sure. When did you say that they were gonna go camping? Because quite honestly, depending on when they go camping, they might not be allowed to have a fire to begin with. In a couple of weeks. Okay, in a couple of weeks, yeah. I don't think there's a burn ban yet. But obviously, before they go camping, you need to find out whether or not there's a burn ban, so you know whether or not you can have that fire. But yeah, definitely wood piles. Yeah, wood piles and snakes. At first, Arlene, I thought you were talking about ticks, and I was like, oh, I didn't really know about that. But yeah, no, wood piles and snakes, full on. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I don't even know what I'm saying. That should be the what is it, the Chiron or whatever for all of my streams. I don't even know what I'm saying. That is basically true. And so they're camping just before July 4th in a campground along the river. And it's all your heebie-jeebie nightmares have come to life. Nice. And also, actually, Picola T, I'm assuming it's the Yakima River that they're going to be camping along. And because it's obviously not going to be the Columbia. Are they... oh, thank you so much, Devil's Lake Food. Are they planning on getting in the water? Because, and then next question, are they strong swimmers? Because Yakima River is nothing to sneeze at. It's like a river. It's a legit river. So, as hot as it will be, and it will, and as tempting as it will be to get in the river, they're going to require life vests. Okay, cool. They're going to be bringing some protection. Excellent. Yeah. Life vests really are a good idea in that river. I know a couple people who know or knew. Basically, I'm friends of people who have lost friends on that river. That river takes lives, for sure. So, cool. Life vests. Excellent. That is definitely what I wanted to hear. And, yeah, and it is the western rattlesnake. So, Terry in Scotland coming in. Washington is home to approximately 12 native species, ranging from the common northwestern garter snake to the state's only venomous snake, the western rattlesnake. Most species are non-venomous, though some, like the ring-necked snake and the northern desert night snake, possess mild venom that is not medically significant to humans. I did not know that I've never heard of the northern desert night snake. Most likely because I don't live in the part of the state that has that, but interesting. And then the western rattlesnake, that's the one I'm afeared of, is the only medically significant venomous snake in Washington. It is found primarily east of the Cascade Mountains, yes, and can be identified by its triangular-shaped head, rattle, and diamond-shaped back pattern. And so, Darlene, up north, I've seen some snakes swimming in the lake. See, that's unacceptable. I don't know why some of the snakes didn't get the note that they should. They're land. They're land-based creatures. Snakes belong on the land, not the water. No. The snakes that take to the water are rebellious in nature, didn't get the memo, don't like following the rules. I don't know what their problem is. Snakes do not belong in a river. They do not belong on a lake. They don't belong in the ocean. Yeah, I know that there's ocean sea snakes. I don't care. They don't belong there. They are land-based creatures. I have deemed it so. That is where they belong. That is where the land is where they belong. Emphasis on the G. I don't know why. And I bet you never see ticks swimming in the lake. No, I don't think I ever have seen a little tick swimming in the lake. I've seen a little water bug, though. The water bug is so cute. The little water beetle. The water beetle actually is part of the Cherokee Nation's creation story. And if you ever go to Cherokee, North Carolina, because by the way, that is where the Cherokee are originally from, North Carolina, not Oklahoma. Some Cherokee don't even know this, but for real, dude, they're not from Oklahoma. That's not where their homeland is. That's where the Trail of Tears brought them. But in North Carolina, Cherokee, where they're from, they have an amazing Native American museum that you could I did spend hours in. And one of the first things that they make you do, though, is go through and watch this little 10-minute movie about the Cherokee creation story. I sat and I watched that movie 3 or 4 times. I cried. The water beetle. It was a little water beetle that brought the look. Yeah, I cried about the water beetle, the story of the water beetle. And honestly, I can't even remember the story of the water beetle. but he's the central to the creation myth of the Cherokees. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland talking about why Texas people are, why they belong in Texas and not every place else. We used to swim with water moccasins. My grandpa assured us that they wouldn't bite in the water, but I knew an old dude who'd gotten bitten by one. He had a crooked finger to prove it. Yeah. A lot of wives' tales out there. Oh no, they don't bite in the water. Yeah, that's a wives' tale. And let's see here. I do not want them in the lake. Oh my God, for goodness sake. The truth about the lowly snake is they belong on land. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Devil's food cake. I hate leeches. God dang it, dude. Devil's food cake. I know that that's not your name. And I also know that that's just what I call you. And what I don't know is how pissed off that makes you, or not, and I apologize. But Devil's Lake Food, I'm probably going to continue to call you Devil's Food Cake because that's what falls out of my mouth whenever I see your name. Devil's Lake Food, Devil Food Cake, Devil's fully whateverness, man. I know who you is, but I call you by the wrong name all the time, and for that I apologize. But you are right to hate the leeches. The leeches are gross. And let's see here. The Cherokee creation myth known as How the World Was Made describes the universe began as a vast sea of water inhabited by animals in the sky world of Gallinati. Yeah. When the sky became crowded, a water beetle dove to the bottom and brought up mud, which expanded to form the first island of land. That's exactly it. It was the little water beetle that made it all happen. And let's see here. A variety of the earth diver myth found all over the world. Yes, precisely. Yeah, they have a different one. I think it's the northern, like the Ojibwe or something like that. Theirs, I think, is a turtle is the one that comes to land. Or the turtle surfaces. And there's mud on his back, and that's the land that we all live on. Turtle Island, after all, is what North America is called. And Devil's Lake City in North Dakota. No, it's Devil's Food Cake in North Dakota. I don't know why. Devil's Lake City in North Dakota. Devil's Lake Food. All right, well, Devil's Lake Food. What food is Devil's Lake City famous for? This isn't a quiz. I don't have the answer. You have the answer. And you could lie to me and I wouldn't know. But don't lie to me. Is Devil's Lake famous for a food? And suddenly you're craving chocolate cake. Yeah, tell me about it, man. And Elaine, good to see you. Yeah, on my birthday, which was this Sunday, which was one of the reasons why I didn't want to stream, because I just wanted to go play everything by ear. I went to the bar and they had a little cake for me, and I really wish that they didn't have that cake for me because it was a Devil's Food Cake with chocolate fudge ice cream. It was not ice cream, icing, frosting. It was flippin' delicious, and they made the mistake of telling me where they got it. They just got it at the store down the street from my house, which means now I have the knowledge that that cake is available every day from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., and I could go get that cake if I wanted to. And I do want to, but I don't need the cake. But I want the cake, and I want the cake every night because that cake was not as good as the Lihing guava malasada, but really, really, really close. And no, it wasn't gluten-free. I only ate a tiny piece. It wasn't gluten-free. It wasn't sugar-free. It was full of everything that I'm not supposed to be eating, and it was so delicious. Oh my God, it was good. And then the person who got me the cake also got me this little bouquet of flowers. And I have to say, I'm not one to normally like a bouquet of flowers because who has a vase for flowers, right? Well, first off, this bouquet of flowers came with its own vase. It's a little mason jar. But also, who has room for a big bouquet of flowers? Not me. But look at this. Look at this. I'll let you look at it in a minute. Hold on. It's just a tiny bouquet. It's just tiny. It's just little. It's the perfect size bouquet of flowers that's ever been a bouquet of flowers. I didn't know that they made bouquets of flowers that tiny. And so it was perfect. I was very excited to get this tiny little, just a little bouquet of flowers, just little. But in the little bouquet of flowers, there manages to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 roses. How on earth could 8 roses take up so little space? I don't really know, but yeah, but I'm very happy with my little bouquet. And yeah, my birthday was awesome because I didn't do anything that mattered. I just floated through the day, and I didn't have anything. Well, that's not true. I had to take a shower. I did have to take a shower. So, okay, I had one thing on my list, my to-do list, and that was take a shower and wash my hair, actually. But yeah, I just floated through. I got a deli sandwich that was delicious. Yeah, it had gluten, but I was cheating that day. And yeah, there we go. And sag danke schoen mit roten Rosen zu deiner Frau. Say thank you something. Schoen, I don't remember what. For the rosy roses, for the rotten roses. I don't know what you something. Okay, say thank you with red roses to your woman. With, oh right, red roses. To your, oh, it's a stupid song. Oh, okay, all right. And Fluffy would leave sticks where the roses were. Yeah, I don't know. My cats don't seem to mind. Or attack the flowers for some reason. So I'm very happy about that. And it's just the right size. Also, who has cats who will destroy any flowers you leave on the table? I don't, oddly enough, but apparently Pinnell does. And let's see here. Really? Hold on. Wait. Terry in Scotland. You're a liar, Terry. What? Hold on. I have to get a CT scan on Tuesday. Sorry for that confused slack-jawed face there. I have to get a CT scan on Tuesday. They usually give me a gluten injection before the scan. Why? No, you're lying, right? Why? Why would they give you an injection of gluten? I know that when I got my CT scan, I got a dye injection. They didn't tell me it was gluten. They just told me it would make my body feel really warm and I'd feel like I peed my pants. And they were right. Let's see here. I always had to hide flowers behind a closed bedroom door. Otherwise, the cats would rearrange them like abstract artists. That's so funny. They give you contrast if you're not diabetic. Oh, you're just trying to aggravate shock. Gotcha. And yeah, I got the contrast dye. But wait, so hold on, Shock. I'm not diabetic, but wait, I'm so confused. Why does the contrast dye, what does that have anything to do with being diabetic for? Is the contrast dye like full of sugar or something? What's up with, yeah, I know, I wasn't really taking him seriously, but I also, sometimes when I don't take him seriously, he's for real, so there you go. Oh, it's something to do with the kidney function. Okay. My friend's husband was diabetic and he got contrast and he eventually died. Well, because of, I mean, come on, Shock. Everybody eventually dies. So wait a second. Hold on here. I'm going to assume, oh, it was because of the, oh, wow. So did they sue the hospital? Because when I got the blood thinner that might kill me, they definitely made it clear that this might kill you. So we need to get your consent, because we might kill you with this injection. And oh, his chart was noted no contrast, and yes, they did sue, and there was a settlement. His employer was at least partly at fault. Wait, how? Now I'm really confused. How would the no, that dye injection does make you feel really warm and fuzzy inside. It totally does. But how now, Shock? I'm so you have opened Pandora's box, Shock. I've got questions and then more questions. How was the employer at fault for the hospital giving the contrast dye? I'm so confused. But I mean, I'm glad they got money from it, but I mean, not really. It just sucks. That just sucks, dude. Oh my God. And, oh, interesting, Pinnell. I got contrast for an MRI and got really sick, and my blood pressure went really super low. And let's see here. Okay. Shock. It's complicated. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it might be. This employer was a school system, and they were supposed to have provided certain information, which they did not do correctly, and maybe they tried to hide it. Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Well, that sucks. And excuse me, speaking of MRIs, so I don't remember if I mentioned this. Yeah, exactly, Darlene. I'm right there with you. It's like you're making me, you're kind of scaring me. I have an MRI on my shoulder this Monday. I don't know if it's the same contrasting dye that they use for a CAT scan or a CT scan. I got those contrast dyes twice without any problem. So if the, they have different dye for the MRI, then I'm still unknown. But I am going to most likely, it is the same dye? Okay. And yeah, one of those, the cover-up is worse than the crime situations. Yeah, totally, Quality. But I'm going to be getting an MRI because on Monday, I had a phone consult with my neurologist for the first time after the stroke. For those of you who didn't know, I had a stroke a couple weeks ago. And let's see here. Rick's saying contrast can either be iodine-based or barium-based, depending on what they're looking for. Got it. Okay. Well, either way, the neurologist that I had the phone consult with on Monday seemed super pissed that they didn't do an MRI for me. So he's trying to schedule an MRI for me. However, when the technician called the next day to schedule that MRI, or to try to schedule the MRI, she had a series of questions that I had to answer, and some of my questions made her say, "Ooh, I don't know if you're allowed to have an MRI." So I'm not sure if I'll be getting one or not. And the 3 questions that I answered that she was like, "Ooh, I don't know." One of them was, do I have any metal in my body? Yes, I do. Do I have any other devices in my body? And yes, I do. But this one sort of surprised me. Had I gotten a tattoo recently? And yes, I did get a tattoo recently. And I think it was the tattoo one that made her, yes. And if you have metallic dyes in your tats, if they are magnetic, you cannot have an MRI. Yeah, well, they said in the last month. So it seems like older tattoos might not be an issue. Because if tattoos... I mean, I'm covered, so there's no, I'm covered in tattoos, and one of my, the green on this is totally a metallic dye. I mean, like, that is green for the most part. I mean, not necessarily anymore, but back in the day, yeah, green was a metallic-based dye, period, end of story. And so, I don't know, I mean, like, now, here's my question, and I think I already know the answer. But when you do the MRI, do you have to put your whole body in? Or can I just put my head in? Because I don't have tattoos on my head. So, do you have to put your whole body in? Can they just do a part of your body? You should only need, right, exactly. I should only need my head, but in the machine, like, because somebody told me, they're like, it doesn't matter if it's just your head or just your toe. They put your whole body in that tube. And I was like, oh, that's lame. I don't want to go in the tube. But But I guess what I'm asking is, do you have to? Oh, you can just put your head in, but the machine shoots out. Oh, but if you have a magnetic die, you might wind up with burns from the molecules getting agitated. Oh. There's open MRI, and you don't have to go all the way in. Got it. Well, yeah, so in theory, I'll be getting an MRI, but I might not, I guess. I don't know. But I do know that my neurologist was super pissed that they didn't do one at the hospital. So even though I didn't want to get an MRI done, because I figure, like, I don't need another medical bill, because I already know that I'm going to have a series of medical bills. I got my first one in the mail today. It's for $17 for a walker that I'm never going to use. Well, that I don't use. Maybe one day I'll use it, but... and let's see here. A powerful machine will yank metal objects toward it, which can be dangerous, particularly if you're a cop too dumb to leave your gun outside. Right. And let's see here. Elaine, I've had scans, MRI, and CT done 3 times last year when I had stroke-like symptoms again. Only TIA had in 2018, so all their scans came out negative. I'm okay. Let's see here. MRI might get dark spots if the metallic is over the area they're looking at. No, definitely not over the area that I'm looking at. I've got no tattoos on my head. And though, on the bright side, after the neurologist talked to me and got all of my story about what happened that day on May 31st happened, he decided that even though my paperwork says I had a stroke, he says it sounds more like it was just a TIA. That probably could have been a stroke had I not gotten the injection of the blood clot drug, but it turned out to just be a TIA. That's what he thinks right now, which I, for some reason, like that answer better than a real stroke. And there you go. There you have it, Rabbit. And let's see here. What do we have that I could show you? Oh, right. I remember. I need to tell you something that is very important. Now, I know that we don't normally talk about current events. However, I feel the need to let you guys know about this particularly important current event that is happening. This particular current event that is going to be happening on June 23rd doesn't really affect people in Hawaii. People in Hawaii, they just, they've already got it going on. They're going to point and laugh at us and go, oh, it sucks to be you. But everybody else on the continental United States, hey, James Money, good to see you. Glad I'm doing better, too. Listening while driving? Awesome. Drive safe. But here's the deal, you guys. Do you know what's happening on June 23rd? Do you know what is coming back to the rotation? Limited time only, but it's coming back to the rotation on June 23rd. Anybody know? June 23rd. You guys. McDonald's is bringing back the deep fried apple pie. The pie. The fried pie. That's right. The pie. The fried apple pie. So if you, like me, shouldn't be eating at McDonald's, and if you, like me, shouldn't be eating gluten or sugar, then you, like me, are gonna completely say, I don't care, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna eat a fried pie, y'all. I'm gonna eat a fried pie, and it's gonna be delicious. And if you have been missing since 1992, because 1992 is when McDonald's put their head up their butt and decided a baked apple pie is something that would be much better to serve at a fast food joint, they are now pulling their head out of their tuchus, and they're realizing that the fried apple pie is something that people want. And so, celebrating the 250th anniversary of America being an apple pie place, they're bringing back, for a couple weeks, fried apple pie. But apparently it's only going to be for a couple weeks. So I'm guessing it's limited supplies. So if you are someone who wants to try and remember what your childhood tasted like, fried apple pies, June 23rd, McDonald's. Or you can fly to Hawaii and get them anytime. And they already have them here in the Berg. You know, honestly, Shock, I was wondering about that because I saw somebody on YouTube who looked like they were reviewing it, and I was like, but wait, I didn't think it was available. But now that I might have to go to McDonald's sooner before June 23rd and see if they've got them in my area. Because fried pies, your kids only ate the inside and tossed the pastry. See, but the pastry, when it's fried, is good. If the pastry, the baked ones are disgusting. The baked apple pies are so flippin' gross. I cannot even. And yeah, Hawaii never got rid of it because Hawaii was smart. Because honestly, dude, seriously, who goes to McDonald's thinking, this establishment, there's nothing fried in this establishment that I am going to partake in. Like, everything that they cook there is fried. Why do we have a baked pie? Everything else, the fries are fried. The burgers are fried. Why would you, why? And so yeah, they're giving it back. So there you go. Go out and get an apple pie from McDonald's when it's fried. What I was actually thinking I was going to do is get a fried apple pie and an ice cream cone so I can have both. That's what I was thinking. And let's see here. Pecola Tea, and before the apple pie returns, grand opening ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center will be live streamed tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. Central. Well-known musicians will be performing. Awesome, Pecola Tea. Do you know where it will be live streaming? I'm going to assume somewhere on YouTube, I'm guessing. And by the way, let's see here. Entenmann's apple squares in the markets taste the same. Oh, okay. They said the pie was fried, but they lied. I nearly died. That's exactly it. I don't know if this is true or not, but I read on the interwebs, and this kind of made me giggle. Apparently Trump Tower is like, well, Trump Tower, you know, it's a building, and it's like on a street. I don't remember what the street is called. We're just going to call it Main Street for right now. It's not Main Street, but we're going to call it Main Street. So the address is 123 Main Street, right? Let's just say 123 Main Street. Trump Tower, 123 Main Street. That's the address. There is exactly it, Shock. There's a petition going around where they're asking to change that street to not just Barack Obama Way, it's Barack Hussein Obama Way. They actually want to change the name of the street that Trump Tower is on to Barack Hussein Obama Way, which just makes me giggle, because then I'm sure Trump would probably sell the building. I don't think that he could stand having a street on Barack Way. But yeah, I read that on the interwebs, and it sounds like Shock might have seen that same thing. I just thought it was funny. I don't think it will ever happen, but I just thought it was funny. So there you have it, Rabbit. All right, so I think today is Wednesday, and it's in Chicago. There are over 50,000 signatures on the petition now. Okay. Oh, you just made it up? Oh, Shock. No, it's that is funny. No, it is for real. It's the thing that's happening. Now, whether or not it's happening, different story, but the change.org the change.org signature sheet is actually happening. And so, yeah, right, maybe you're a New Yorker. Exactly. Nope, it's real, says Terry. Okay, so yeah, just because you saw it on the internet doesn't mean it's real, but this time it was, or is, or whatever. And I walked into Trump Tower one time, and it was tawdry. We walked right back out. Yeah, I can only imagine it's gold-plated shenanigans like nobody's business. I mean, if what he's done to the White House or the Oval Office is any indication, a whole building with his name on it, no, I don't think I would want to be a party to that. All right, you guys, so it is 2 minutes past the end of the hour, which means we should have shut up. I should have shut up 2 minutes ago. So I will be doing that shortly, says me. Now we have a tarp gate? What's... Oh no, what... Oh, right, yeah. Oh no, you've heard some of the properties are showing infestation as well. Gross. Well, yeah, you know, if you don't maintain, upkeep, and upgrade, that's... Buildings get old. They renamed the Trump building in Toronto. Nice, nice. Yeah, and they took his name off the Kennedy Center, and, because I don't think his name was supposed to be on it to begin with, because I guess it was supposed to go through Congress or something before that happened. I don't know. I really haven't been following a whole lot of the sagas because there's so many sagas to follow, I just can't. Anyway, I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out tonight, subbing, resubbing, throwing down those biddies, but mostly helping the chat come along because didn't really have a whole lot to chat about. We only had that one little map, and then that one really important announcement about the fried apple pie. That was pretty much all I had, so there you have it. All right, we are going to see each other hopefully on, see this whole stroke thing Saturday. Saturday is when we will hopefully see each other again. We will hopefully watch a movie on Saturday. I don't really know what movie we're going to watch on Saturday. We will find out on Saturday. And then Sunday, we will be back for more chat about, I don't know, things and stuff. Maybe about the movie that we watched on Saturday. What movie will we watch on Saturday? I don't know. I told you we'd find out on Saturday. All right, so have yourselves a great rest of the week. Enjoy and stay safe from the thunderstorms, Darlene. And you made them watch a black and white BW Kurosawa while you were out. There you go. You made them. Yes, you went to all their houses and said, gun to their head, you have to watch this. Watch this now. All right, you guys, Pussycat's in the house giving me a 2-minute warning, which is actually a 4-minute post-game warning, but whatever. All right. Love you guys. Love you, James Monet.